Hi, I'm Ken Gallagher. Today I'm standing at the Ghost Town site of Mammoth, Utah, and we'll be learning life lessons from Ghost Town history. Prospectors first came to this area in the 1870s. They found a rich ore body up on the hill that turned out to be such a mammoth of a find that the name stuck, and that's how the town of Mammoth, Utah got started. The town of Mammoth is located on the western slopes of the Tintic mountain range, just south of the town of present-day Eureka. Here in Mammoth, this monument stands at the site of what once used to be the Kirkendall Hotel. It was remodeled into the Tintic Hospital, and several doctors worked here serving the needs of 3,000 residents. One lucky mother gave birth to quadruplets. As miners and townspeople explored the mountains around the area, they discovered caves that turned out to be ancient Spanish gold mines with old helmets and swords still in place. One of the more interesting stories that happened here at the ghost town of Mammoth was when the miners were returning home from work one day, riding a railroad train down the mountain. As the train rolled down the track, the miners on board were all unaware of a danger that lay ahead. Some distance ahead on the rails, some pranksters had coated the tops of those rails with soap, so that when the locomotive rolled onto those greasy rails, the wheels immediately lost their traction and the train began picking up speed out of control. Knowing that the dangerous curves were up ahead, the miners all bailed out for fear of losing their lives. The last person to jump from the train was the engineer. He wanted to make one last-ditch effort to save his train. With the wheels locked in a skid, the engineer jammed the gears of the locomotive into reverse, causing the wheels to churn backwards. But the train was already going too fast for it to have any effect on slowing it down, so he jumped off as well. All the workers trotted after the train, watching helplessly as it disappeared around the bend up ahead, and they expected to find it as a steaming pile of wreckage in the bottom of the canyon below. But as they rounded the bend, they were surprised at what they discovered. The train had held the track. Some distance ahead, the locomotive had skidded onto dry rails and it was slowly chugging back up the hill to meet them. Once again on board, the workers regained control of the train and guided it to safety. During the high point of the mining activity here, the mines were producing millions of dollars in gold. In 1907, just one ore cart alone produced $107,000. The miners didn't feel that they were making enough money, so they started stealing some of the gold nuggets that they were getting inside. They would hide them in their hats, their lunch pails, false heels in their boots, even under bandages. If they could get away with stealing enough for just a few weeks, they had enough to retire. One saloon owner wanted to get in on the action. He induced the miners to bring him gold nuggets in trade for drinks. He figured that getting this contraband was a lot easier than tending bar. He stashed the contraband in a nearby boarding house. When he figured he had enough, he casually closed his saloon and left town. By the time the mine owners figured out what had happened, the saloon owner had already left the territory. He didn't go far, though. He was holed up in a swank hotel in Salt Lake City, never going out in daylight hours, but going out in the evening sporting a wig and a gown as a high society lady enjoying the highlights of the town. Our life lesson from the Mammoth Ghost Town story is this: sometimes life throws challenges at us that threaten to derail us. But if we keep our eyes open and stay on track, we'll have greater chances of success. I'm Ken Gallagher. We'll see you next time.